so now we lowered the secondary. And yes, what is cracking? I know. It's like I either do live streams or I do pre-recorded content. But let's see. Let me move some stuff around over here. What is going on with you guys? I don't know how active I will be, but what I did want to do is I started to, let's pause this. I just did a handful of batch videos that I recorded, and I think I'm going to switch out the picture-in-picture. So let's do some of this stuff. I'm going to move my eCam window. We're going to come back over here, and then I am going to go to my scenes. I moved my scenes. Yes, let me come. I thought I had a screen share scene. Doesn't look so. I have like overlaid. So let's do that. Let me bring this over here. Okay, so now you are looking at a blank scene, and I'm gonna bring in a screen share, not a camera share. I want to do a screen share. And let's close this out. Let's do aspect ratio 16:9. And let's just drag this up so you can just see. Cool. So now you're looking at my whole, I can move my final cut over a little bit. I can make it, let me see what that looks like to you guys. All right. Just so you can see the whole thing. Over here, this is, where's my preview mode? I know what I want to do. Make this a little bit bigger. All right. Okay. Let's tighten this up so you can see the whole final cut. There you go. Now you're seeing the whole final cut window. Sammy, you are killing it. I don't know if you're still watching, but Sammy is absolutely killing it with his shorts. And I did tag him. I think I tagged him, or I let him know somewhere. But, oh, this is low too. Okay, now we should be good to go. All right. All right. And let me bring in a camera. A camera. 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 No. There you are. And what do I want to do? Shape. We can go for a circle. I like circles. We'll do a squircle today. How are you guys doing? Oh, no. And we're going to just put this here. Oh, you're not, because I'm going to go back to live mode. Yeah, let's publish. There you go. And we're going to put this because I dropped some stuff. All right, perfect. Yeah, I know. It's great to see you, Sammy. You are doing big things. Oh, why is this so small? I thought I fixed my life together with these comments. And clearly, I did not. Let's see what's happening with this. We are just doing YouTube. All right. All right. Let's hide that. K-Walk, are you coming down or up, rather, for the holidays? Let me know. All right. So let's get back to this. Like I said, I kind of like a little bit of a co-working session, but I figured why not do it live. Let me take a look at my Uber. I did order Uber. They're preparing. Okay. So I batched, recorded what I think is a few days worth of content for shorts. Kudos to my boy, Sammy Superstar. He's the one that inspired me. And so I decided to do Vlogmas shorts. So that is kind of what I'm doing. I missed a day. I've been doing really good so far, but I did miss a day yesterday. So I have one video file. This is what we are looking at. I did set everything up, so we can talk a little bit about my process as well. I did set everything up in Ecamm itself. Well, that's weird. My Stream Deck is acting up. Let me see. All right. I did set everything up in Ecamm itself. I do have a vertical profile that I set up in Ecamm. So 9:16. And then that's what I use when I've been recording my shorts at home, that vertical profile. And I did a few different things. So this one is just me basically putting together this cage on the Sony ZV-E10, a little mini rig that I'm starting to build out. And so there was no talking. And what I think I'm going to do is, one, you can see I have some music playing. I should probably throw headphones on. Let me throw headphones on so I can hear the audio skimming. What do we got here? All right, let's see. Okay, all right. And we can bring this up a little bit. Okay, and let me change the output of my headphones. Yes, okay, perfect. Okay, so you see I have some skimming. We're good to go there. Oh, so let's try to link up depending on what your schedule looks like. K-Walk. Cool, cool, cool. I'd love to have lunch, dinner, a few drinks, whatever. All right, but simple enough. Basically, like I said, I have a few video files. I figured why not batch edit? And depending on the timing, I do have a call with Lewis, Mr. Camera Junkie, at 7, and my food is on the way, but depending on the intention today is to batch edit and get them. Michael, what is cracking? How are you doing today? What is popping? Yeah. I figured if I can batch edit, get it ready to go, have it uploaded to my YouTube studio, and even go as far out as scheduling them for today, tomorrow, whatever, let's see how far we get. But let's get straight into this one here. So you can see I already picked out a song, and basically I threw the song on here. The song is from Epidemic Sounds. And I wanted something a little bit more faster paced because this is just kind of putting together, right? So just tinkering kind of deal, because it's not a tutorial video, but putting together so something to get you like kind of pumped and watching it. And so what we're going to do is I brought the audio levels down. So I'm going to bring this up now for you to hear it. So I did a few different things here, and I see your question, Michael. I'll get to it in a minute. Let me bring my Ecamm audio levels to this window as well, so I can keep an eye on it. Perfect. Let me go back to Final Cut. All right, that's coming through. So it came through a little bit higher, so I had already lowered the volume. So if we take a look at the level on Final Cut, that is showing -8 dB because it was way too loud. So I did bring the volume down. I am using a combination of my keyboard, my mouse, and the Loop Deck Live. So if I were to switch out, let me see, where's my Ecamm window? If I were to switch out the camera and show you guys my overhead, you can see over here, I'm using my Loop Deck. And the reason why I like this for editing is because of the knobs. So the audio would be a perfect example. So what I'm going to do is if we take a look at the green audio that's on Final Cut, now that that's highlighted, right? I'm in the audio section of the Final Cut plugin. And then there's these two knobs here. And basically, as I play the audio, so I'm going to come back to Final Cut, play the audio, make sure that the audio is highlighted. I can basically take the knob, and you can see I'm twisting the knob, but that's lowering the audio itself. And it's at -31 dB. So what I do, my methodology is basically I stay quiet, obviously, and I listen to it on headphones to make sure that the audio's not too loud, not too distracting. It was on -8 before, so I'm just going to come in. For now, I'm going to leave it at 10. So just to show you that, let me see. Here, and I guess I can bring in another camera overlay. Let's do that. And let me come back. Let me pause. Come back to the eCam window. Let me bring myself back in. That's the wrong one. Yep. Let's duplicate this over here. I can make this a little bit smaller. And let's have this be... Actually, let's do this the other way around. I'm going to keep myself down there in the corner, and then this can be the loop deck. And let's zoom this up a little bit more. Let's see. I can zoom it in one of two ways. I'm going to use eCam zoom. I'm going to bring this up, and let me see. If I pop this off really quick, just so I can make this flat for you guys. And let me see what this looks like. Okay, there you go. And I guess I can make this now, change this from a squircle to a square. With no corner radiuses. Ningun. All right, let's zoom out just a little bit. Perfect. Okay, so now you can see a little bit of a close-up of that. And let's get back to this. And let's see what we guys got. So Michael says, what are you using for your audio mic and interface? So the microphone is my beloved Lewitt 240 Pro in white. I've been using this microphone since I started content creation. Absolutely love it. And then my audio interface is the Rodecaster Pro 2. Prior to the Rodecaster Pro 2, I was using the Rodecaster Pro, so I absolutely love it. That is my audio. Yes, we are going to speed ramp it. So what I do, K-Walk, is I go through it first. So we found the music. That's cool. Got that out the way. Then what we're going to do is we're going to start to go through it, and I'm going to start to make edits because you'll see there's a lot of dead space. And remember, this is for shorts. So I need to get this in under 60 seconds. So actually, one of the other things that I do, if we go back and we look at the timeline, and so I do a few different things. So if we look over here, right on your Final Cut timeline, there's this little film strip kind of deal. And if you hover over it, it says change the appearance of the clips in your timeline. I use this a lot because I will either make the images larger or smaller, kind of like with this line here. You're going to see the adjusting the clip height. So you can see now I can't see the images at all. I try to bring that up as big as possible. And then this top one over here, this top one over here will make the timeline either longer or shorter. So if I scroll down, what that does is if I wanted to now fit basically this whole video in my Final Cut window. So if I unhover, you can see over here, there's now this dead space. I can basically, let's see, I want to make sure that it's fit perfectly. Yeah, this is pretty good. And so when you have it enlarged like this, and then you have a few different options, like if you want to see your audio files larger or smaller, that's really good when you make edits for like your voice and cutting and things like that. So for now, this is how we are going to operate. Vocals, yeah, exactly. If you have vocals, definitely. I think the same thing for me around -20 and -12 without audio. Exactly. Let me see. So what am I looking at? I'm at -13. So that's where I'm at right now, where we kept this. We kept this at, if I hit play, I think that sounds pretty good. -13. And then I would absolutely, if it was me talking through this video, I would absolutely bring that down even more. So 100%, Michael, you are spot on with that. All right, so let's go back to the beginning of this video. And the other thing that I'm using is I use my Logitech MX mouse, and this is really cool. So check this out. Because of the scroll wheels on the side, you can actually move along in the timeline. Let me highlight this. If I wanted to move along, hey, what's happening here? How can I show you this? What's happening? Oh, it has to be, the mouse has to be, okay, there you go. So there you go. If I wanted to move along in the timeline, I don't have to drag and drop. I literally can just use these little side scroll wheels and scroll along on the timeline from the front to back. So I love the mouse for that. All right, so let's go back. So now we can start to do some edits. And I keep skimming on so that I can kind of go through it, hear everything. And basically what oh, that's what I started to show you guys. I go to the end of the timeline because I need to make sure that I'm going to keep this under 60 seconds. And you can see if I go to the end, this is actually a 6-minute long video. So we definitely need to trim. I feel like I started to do some stuff and then I messed up. So, or do I have, I don't know if I have multiple videos here, but let's see, what do we have? Oh, I know what I did. Okay, got it. Because I started with the cage on. Is that what I did? No, what's happening here? Okay, so I'm putting it together, skimming through it. All right. So technically, okay, so if we play right here, right? So I showed the plate. Let's play this right here. And I'm going to lower Final Cut audio for now so we can talk through this process. Okay, so here I am tightening the cage to the bottom of the camera. If I wanted to, I can kind of cut that out, but what I wanted to show, right? So that, okay, so here I'm showing you the quick release plate. I can cut that out. Cut that out. That's all dead space. What is going on, Mr. Hicks? What is cracking? Right? So we can cut this out because all of this, so this is what I was trying to show you. All of these seconds that are just wasting by, we can cut that out. So I don't know if I'm going to use any of that stuff, but for this purpose, let's see. So I'm just going to go back. And so this is another reason when you would want to enlarge in the timeline itself, make it a little bit bigger, because then what you do is it's easier to see frame by frame where you're at and make a more precise edit, right? So what am I doing here? So I'm just, there you go. So I'm showing that. And then I'm going to click on B, and on my keyboard B, it shows up with the scissors, and I made one cut, drag across all of this. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, and now Control Z. Come back to right before where my hands come in, right around here, and I cut it, right? Or we can use the loop deck. So I'm going to just do Control Z, come back. I'm going to leave my first edit, and let's see what does this look like over here. So I need to get back to my editing. So there's some options here, and I don't know how well you can see that on the screen, but there's editing, color, and audio. Previously, we were in the audio. Now I'm going to go into my editing, and now there's a handful of different options over here, right? And what I want to do is I'm going to go into Tools, and in Tools, this gives me my little, so that's my selector tool, but what I want is I want to cut, right? And so let's go back. Let me put this back down. Let's see. Come back over here, wherever it was, right around over here. And can I press it again? No. Is it? There's no, so I'm still learning with the loop deck. There doesn't seem to be an enter button. So it's like you got to use both quickly unless you would think that if you press it again, but it doesn't. But that might be user error. So basically I got my tool there. Okay, cool. I'm going to hit enter, or I'm going to click. There has to be, I think I have to change that setting, because there has to be a select tool and let me keep an eye out. What is going on? What's popping? My food is supposed to be getting delivered, so let me take an eye out. I may have to run upstairs really quick. Okay, they are, I don't know how many minutes away. They say 11 minutes away. All right, cool. So we just did some edits, right? So if I highlight, there is a little blade tool there. I'm see if I can make this zoom that in. You can see that there's dashes there. And then if we come all the way across, there's dashes here. And what I'm going to do is highlight this here and delete on my keyboard. And now that deleted it. And if I come back, I hit the space bar, I hit play. I went too far. So we come over here, hit play. And then I come back and, you know, this is super abrupt, but I'm just trying to, at this point, trying to get rid of dead, wasteful stuff. So I'm going to pause this. I'm going to go back to skimming, see what else is on here. All right. Okay. So like I saw my head get in the shot when I was trying to figure some stuff out. Where was it? Oh, right over here. So let's make this a little bit bigger so I can fine tune that to wherever my head went in the shot. So you can see right over here on the bottom, that's what I was looking for. So you can see from this frame, I can basically immediately take my blade tool, cut right there, come over, and I'm just looking at the bottom of the screen. I still have curls right around over there. So I can delete that, backspace, delete, and then again it comes over here. So let's come back, let's delete. All right, okay, delete. Let's move over. Okay, yeah, let's make this smaller so I don't have to drag along on the timeline. And I'm going to go back to skimming. Okay. All right. 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 That's me putting it together, me showing it off. Okay. Cool. All right. That's pretty good there. All right. So let's come back, make this a little bit bigger because I want to delete that chopped section. Nope. Command Z. A. Delete. And now what I will do is, so I'm going to go back to the end. I'm going to see we're still at 5 minutes. So if we speed this up, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight, make this smaller so I can get all of my tracks highlighted. All right. So let's just select all of my tracks there because I don't want to speed up the music. So I only highlighted my video file. And then I'm going to come up over here and you have this little square, which that's your transform, your crop. And what's the last one? That gives you 3 options. Oh, and distort. And then this here is, what is this? Color correction. And then this here is your speed, your retiming options. So I'm going to drop this down, and what I want to do is I want to speed this up, and let's speed this up 4 times, right? Because if we speed it up 2 times, this is 5, however long. Let me put I'm going to put the playhead, 5 minutes and 30 seconds, right? So if we divide that by 2, that's going to be 2 minutes and 15 seconds. I need to get this under 60 seconds if I wanted to use all of this footage. So for now, let us do 4 times, right? Because whatever that looks like, 5, let's just do 4, divide that by 4. What is it? Yeah, under 1.5 minutes. So let's come back. Let's go back to our speed. Let's do 4 times. Okay. And so now you can see, now notice the video compared to the audio, right? So you can see it's literally half of the size. So I have way more sound than what I do. And that's okay. That's no big deal. I'll make those edits at the end. But now we can make this, go back to making this bigger. here. And what I want to do is, because this is going to drive me crazy, I'm just going to match up the timeline to that bottom. Perfect. All right, so now the audio is the same length. My music is the same length as my video. Now we can make this bigger so I can just see the timeline right here in this small section. And I'm going to play it back, bring the playhead to the beginning, and I'm going to play it back at this 4x speed. So like that right there, I can cut all of that. Because I need to cut all of that because this is all dead space. And so what I'm going to do is, okay, cool. So that was at about 16 minutes and 20 seconds. I can start my first cut there and then work my way backwards. So let's do, before I pick it up, right where I want it flat. And then I'm going to make this bigger again, because again, I want to be able to see frame by frame so I can get as precise as possible. So let's go back to the beginning, wherever it was before I picked this up, where it was just laying down on its own. And before my fingers come in. Okay, so it looks like right there. Go in, cut, and let's go back to the beginning, work our way to all of this dead space. Lots of dead space. God dukes. Okay, there it is. And so basically to where I bring it down and where my hands, I adjust it a little bit. Okay, no problem. And where my hands come out of the frame, right around there. Select that, delete. And let's make this a little bit smaller again. And this 400%, we got to make this 400% because it didn't save. So let's go back to 4x. Okay, cool. And now let's go back. And that's basically what I do, right? That's going to be a lot of what it is, going through it, seeing what it looks like. What can I delete first? All of the dead space. Then from deleting the dead space, then going in. And because it's a short, I don't really need to do anything that's crazy with transitions or anything like that. I may throw in a subscribe now. I can show you guys how I do that. But just to try to get, like I said, oh, let's look at that. I didn't do that. So right now we bring the playhead to the end and we're at 1 minute and 9 seconds, right? So just continuing to go through what we just went through. I'm sure there'll be more dead space. So let me see. See, but this is what I was saying when I chose this music. If I bring the music up with now putting this stuff together, it kind of goes to that beat at a sped up, with speeding it up 400% and putting this together. I feel like the music was a decent choice, right? So let me just play this back over here. Even like that part, right? So if we go back, even like that part where I'm taking all those extra seconds to screw it all together, you don't need to show the whole time while it's screwing together. So that's something that I would probably just go in and get rid of as well, right? So let's start to do that. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. All right. And let's see. My phone. And I'm paying attention to my food. He's 1 minute away, so I'm going to have to go upstairs and take a quick break just to run to get my food. But what I was saying was, all right, so we did all of that. All right. I want to get to the point where I start to screw it in on the bottom. So right around over here, right? So, okay, I show that. So right here where my hand is, I'm showing you that I'm screwing it. Cool, cool, cool. And I will cut this right here. Scroll, right? You didn't need to see all of that. Okay, so right around there where it's like the last screw, my hand is back in the frame. Let's select that. Let's delete that piece out. Gonna take this, speed this back up 400%. And then let's see what this transition looks like. I will be right back. I'm going to run. Well, I'll wait a minute till my phone starts ringing and then I'll run upstairs. But check this out. What does this transition look like? Wait, hold on. Did you even notice that? Oh, and then sometimes what I will do is when I get closer to the final edits, I actually bring it up full screen this way so that I'm not distracted by anything and I'm looking at what it really looks like without all of that other stuff, right? So if we were to just hit play, so right here, right around there is where I did a cut, and you couldn't even notice because it's sped up so much. You couldn't even notice that I did the cut. I saw Dr. Elo come in. Hey, you're... Okay, un momento. I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab my food. Hi, I'm back. All right. Okay, so let's go back. So yeah, so what I was saying was that when I've done a handful of different edits and I want to see what they look like, right? Overall, I'll just come into my preview window, make it bigger, and I'll come back a little bit. And try to pay attention, right? So we did the cut. Stop. We did the cut right over here where I start to screw in the cage to the bottom of the camera. There was too much, screwing. You don't need to see that. So then I cut it. And because we sped it up so much, it's pretty much, you can't even see it. So I cut it somewhere right over here. And you can see it now that I looked at it. And so we're good to go. So that's a decent smooth transition. Cool. So I'm going to escape out. And then we're just going to come back. And I'm going to make this a little bit smaller again, just so I can try to keep it all within, without doing too much. Oh, I see. Okay. Without doing too much scrolling. I like to keep it all within one window. And then I just go back and forth between enlarging and not enlarging. Too much screwing. I knew you were gonna, I knew as I said it. I knew it. That's okay. You got it. You got it 100%. Whatever. So let's come back over here. All right. So we did these edits. So, okay. So we did some more. I can probably, same thing there, right? So there's some dead space there. You don't need to see me putting that together the way that is, right? So I can come in. Actually, let's make that edit now. You know what, Dr. Elo? I knew it. All right, so let's see where the beginning of this is. So I flip it. Okay, right. I guess I can right here. And okay, boom, 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 boom. Get that together. Come in. I use that tool and just show a little bit of it. So I think that's cool. So there. And then I'm going to select this, delete, speed this up again. All right. And bring this over here, make it bigger. Okay. And now, same thing. Come back to the end. And we are at, I already made it to under 58 seconds. Cool. All right, so we can come back over here. Let me see. So I picked that up. I feel like I can even get rid of more. What's happening here? Yeah, I didn't... Did I delete the wrong one? What did I delete? Let me Control Z. So I want to delete that. So that's fine. Oh, yeah, and I want to delete that. Okay. I'm actually going to delete some more. Okay. Okay, and then I did see my head peek in somewhere. Let me see. Let's come along. I feel like I can cut it there technically. I'm going to do a cut. Okay. Oh, I see what I did. All right, so I'm going to go back. All right. All right, because then I start to put the microphone on. Same thing, that I can definitely make a little bit. Yeah, put the microphone. So let me see. I put the mic there on. Cut. And then I bring it a little bit closer right there. And cut. Cool, plug it in. Okay, so let's delete this. All right. I think I'm at the tail end. And that's it. Yeah, we are at the tail end. So then what I'm going to do is, okay, so I show the rig. And then I think right around here I can end it. Okay, so cut here, delete. Then I'm going to tighten the music in. So match up the music to, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Match up the music here, speed this up here. We are at 52 seconds. I can now start to mess around with the fades. So that's, you can do it a few different ways. So you can drag, I accidentally dragged it. But if you can see that there's this little curve here, that's a fade where it starts to fade down. If we go to the beginning of the clip, right, you can take it and manually create your own fades. You can also go to modify, and then where it says adjust audio fades, you can do. So right now you see it's highlighted where, no, you're not seeing the window, but on the top menu of your Final Cut, you click on modify, you drag down, there's an option called adjust audio fades, and you can apply fades. So basically where it fades in, fades out, or you can select if you just want it to fade in or you just want it to fade out. I want to apply fades. And so what that did was over here, it applied a very small fade. And let's say you want it to take longer to fade in. What you're going to do is down over here where the audio file is, there's this little gray, like it looks like a guitar pick kind of thing. And if you hover over it, you'll see your mouse cursor turn into an arrow facing right and an arrow facing left. And you can see it says fade audio in. I can actually drag that. So you can see that I'm dragging this, and there is where I want it to the fade in to really start and stop. I usually fade for like a minute or so. A second. And then I'm going to come back and match that up. Where are we? Is this also at a second? It's the same thing. So we'll do 1 second, 15 milliseconds. Let's match this here. Let's bring this down. Koa, you better not be doing nothing suspicious, Koa. I was just trying to get my food. All right, and then let's bring this music back up. And let's say I were to leave this like this. So now I'm going to play from the beginning. I did a very small fade. I can probably extend the fade even more. Oh, you know what I just noticed? It looks like I did that part twice. So let's go back. Escape. And if we look, I pick it up. Let me see. Let me look at that again. What did I do here? So I pick up the handle, pick up the cage, turn the cage around, put the cage down, pick up the cage again, turn the cage around, turn the cage around. Oh, I see what I did. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually... shit. Okay, so I do like the handle because then I didn't do anything else with the handle. All right, so let's take a look at that. Let me dial this in a little bit more, go to the beginning. All right. So basically when I put the handle down and take my hand out of the frame, okay. Okay, put the handle down. Nope. All right, that's about fine. Bless you. Koa. Okay. Cut. All right, and then I start again there. So what I'm gonna do is, I had a whole panic attack. I thought she got into my food. Okay, so now let's come back to the beginning and then do the same thing. And you couldn't even tell that I cut from the one part to the other in the beginning. Okay. Cool. Lewis just texted me he's about to grab some food. Me too, Lewis. Me too. And that's it. All done. And that is it. Oh, because see, the music is still playing because I made adjustments. Let me text Lewis back. What did I do? I started a quick live editing a short about to end now. Okay, let's come back. What I was saying was, yeah, you see here, oh, look, and here we can see the fades a little bit better if I were to maybe highlight. So you can see above the gray audio line, there's this little black, right? So those are your fades. And here's the triangle right over here. So let's tighten this up here. All right. And let's bring the fade a little bit longer. 1 minute, 1 second. Let's do 2 seconds. That's fine. Let's go to the beginning. I'll message you. Me too. Because Lewis is supposed to be editing my long form videos because I'm not trying to do this long form. This is... All right, so let's bring this to 2 minutes, 2 seconds. I keep saying 2 minutes. Let's bring this to 2 seconds. All right, and then if we listen for the fade in. Okay. And I think I got it to about 50 seconds. All right, so the edits were fine. There's nothing else really that I want to do for this. I got it under 50 seconds, 47 seconds. And so I did download, I took advantage of Motion VFX. They had like a Black Friday sale and they had a few different packages. And I downloaded a pack where they have one for shorts. And then what's this M-Tuber? So this MTuber here, and this is for your actual regular long form video on demand style plugins, but they also had one for shorts. So you can do a few different call to actions. And all I really want to do is just do a subscribe towards the end. There's a handful, you see all of these different things. You can bring it over if you want. So if I wanted to, let's say, do a beginning, like a title, and do something like building a Sony ZV-E10 cage. Let me see what this looks like. Watch, new challenge, watch this. Let me see, here's this. Oh, I can put in my, that's not too bad. If I wanted to put like my name there, let's do the simple subscribe. So basically I'm going to take this, bring this towards here. I can make this a little bit smaller if I wanted to. All right, and press play, right? See where it shows up. So you can see this showed up on the top middle. That's actually not too bad. If I wanted to, now if we come back, if I wanted to, let's say, move this, let's put the playhead. All I'm going to do is take this circle and drag this now towards the bottom. And let's see what this looks like. Make this bigger. And it comes up from the bottom. Let's do a comparison. Let's move this back. Hey. What happened here? Sometimes I know that I'm going to, how did I, ow. Nope. If I select that, that's going to move my whole video. I don't want that. I want to select just that part here. See, that's not what I want. So I lost the little handle thing. Let me Control Z, get this out the way. There it is. Let's put that back. So I'm going to bring this over here. I want to see what it looks like coming from the top down. I guess that's not too bad. I'm actually going to leave that. If you wanted to put some other stuff, you can. I mean, they gave like all this stuff. That's not. But if you wanted to do maybe like this here, right? Let's put this in. I don't know if I would. I don't know. All right. And then bring the playhead. And so you can see we are going to customize, obviously, the name and stuff like that. So let's come, ooh, 4K only. All right. So what I did was I highlighted the text, that file, that video file, and then on the right-hand side, you want to make sure that the T is there, and then you can see the name. So if I wanted to put my name, change this, India Delgado. If I wanted to put my subscribers, I don't want to put that, but I guess you can if you want to. And then, but I am somehow, I did something and now I can't see. So here, so what I did was I clicked on the T, and then this gives me all of the stuff that you can specify or customize on this Motion VFX, right? So you see the word subscribe, subscribed, subscribers. If I wanted to just put, you know, 1,300 subscribers, get rid of the K. Ah, don't do that shit. Let's bring this back down. Was this the one? No. Was this the one? Let's unhighlight this. Okay. Yeah, this was the one. So let's bring this back down. Okay, so let's bring the playhead here. And let's go back. All right, so I'm going to go to text 1, put my name. You can see it highlights it in real time. Let's do this. So let's do 1,300 subscribers. And then I got to get to the drop zone. So let's come back to put my picture or my logo. Let me see. There it is. How do I get to it? Right here. So I double clicked on that section. And what that did was, if you look over here, it's called the drop zone. And with the drop zone, you can specify, and there's this arrow, so you can click on it. And then you see it opened up to left and right. This right is what you're going to put here. I don't have any pictures here. Let me see. Oh, I do have some screenshots. So let me see if I can just put something in really quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my desktop. I'm probably not going to use that, but I want to show an example. Actually, hold on. Here. No. Brand assets. And let's bring this back over to my eCam window here. Let's close this. Brand assets. And can I drag this here? Let's go back here. There you are. What is happening? Why can't I see? There you go. Import. Why is this not? Can I? No. Okay, so now I want to get back to here, drop zone here, click on this. And so what I had to do was, I was having some issues dragging it in, but I imported the picture. It showed up under my collections. And so once I highlighted it, you can see that I chose then the drop zone, and it showed up on this left-hand side. And if we take a look on the right-hand side, you can see that it's there. If I wanted to do any scaling of anything like that, that's in this particular section. You can do that stuff. So you can see drop zone, inside scale, outside scale. So if I wanted to, let me see what this looks like inside scale. So I'm going to highlight this. And you can see I definitely needed to, let me come back, come on. There you go. Because it cut off some of my logo. So I brought it down to 48%. Now I can bring this back to 100% because that's what it was originally. Oh, shoot. Let me double click that. Okay. Let's come here. And that's 100%. Yeah, but then you see it gets cut off. And so what I wanted to look like was look at what the outside scale was. I don't like that. So let's do 50%. It was at 48, but yeah, I think. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here and make it big and let it play and see what that looks like. And so you see it comes up with my logo, but then we have to move that whole video file, right? So then let's say I'm going to leave that in, take this, I forget what that's called. Don't judge me. Same thing, bring this back up. And now let's come over. Out of the way. And you're good to go. And that is it. So I need to eat my food. My lunch, my dinner came, and I am supposed to be meeting with Lewis for my video on demands, my longer form videos. So I am going to end it there, but that is pretty much how I've been editing my shorts. Very simple, super easy, really just looking for dead space. bringing in, if you want to have your like your little bit of your call to action, bringing in music, leveling out the music. I do have some video files that I will do another live stream on when I bring in an actual like audio with me talking on it, because then there is some editing that I've been doing and adjusting with like your audio equalization to get some of the sound sounding a little bit better. Actually, let me show you an example of that. So this is this video here. This is pretty much what I'll do is this is done. So then I'm going to export this because there's really nothing else I'm going to do. I'm going to export this. I just chose YouTube and Facebook. I always look at the settings to make sure that it has the highest settings, better quality. All right, cool. Choose the folder because this is my Vlogmas. I've just been labeling it for every day. So today's December 12th. That's fine. Perfect. And then that's going to do its thing while it exports. Let's see. Okay. So that's doing its thing. And if I come back here, we can close this up. Which was the one? Kirk, what is going on? Yeah. You are the man, Kirk. You put a smile on my face. Kirk, I thought about you. I don't know if it was yesterday morning or the day before, drinking my morning coffee upstairs, because I'm from New York, drinking my morning coffee, and I decided to throw on YouTube on the big screen TV. And it was when you made your announcement. It was the next day after you made your announcement this week that you're going to be doing videos on EV Mux. Congrats. Congrats. But I was watching that. And so, you know, I'm looking at your thing and I noticed that because you have pictures, what is it, like the mix tiles behind you. And I'm going to, you know what they say about assuming, but I am going to assume that those were your guests that you've done on How It All Works, who has been on your show. And you have me right in frame. It's Katie and then me. I was like, look at my brother Kirk having me up there. So thank you. I did think of you. I meant to send you a message to say thanks. Kurt says your studio is amazing. So check this out. I don't even have the lights off. And then we're going to end it. But I feel like my studio, when I really turn off the lights, let's turn off my overhead lights. Let's turn on our Pavo tubes in the background. And if I wanted to change up the colors. Yes, brother, I appreciate you. And let's see, if we wanted to get some holiday stuff, get that behind me. Let's get some green in here. No, the saturation we want. Where's the green? There's the green. Where are you at? And then I guess I can change the Govee behind me. I know. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, I had the green screen. I was telling somebody else that I had the green screen for so long, right? And I mean, you know, I think I had a decent green screen, but I had the green screen for so long that, let me see. And then let me change these behind me. Do we want some green? Yeah, we can do some green like that. Love this. But I had the green screen for so long that it's like, you know, once I finally bought my house and I had my space, it's like, nah, like I need to really go all out with my space, right? All right. So what I was saying is I just edited a short because I'm doing Vlogmas for shorts. But what I was saying right before you showed up or you commented, Kurt, was about the audio. I don't have anything on here. Maybe this one? What is happening? My phone is causing interference. There you go. So if we come back to this here, can I open this? Let me see. I want to. Come on. My dogs are. Who's texting me? Someone's texting me. What I was saying was the audio over here. I did do some like edits and like, what is it for audio? My voice did some equalization here. Can I? But I don't want to. All right. We're not going to. Oh, here it is. That's what I wanted. Like, I'm in the wrong spot. There you go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is check this out. So this is, let me go back. Let me open up. Let me highlight this. Let's go here. So this is with some equalization, audio, and voice isolation turned on. So we can play it here. The audio on the Deity D4 Duo. Deity is claiming that this is... Right, so that is with the little bit of enhancements and or equalization that I did. I'm going to turn it off. I did a little bit of equalization and I set up the voice isolation, turn it off. The audio on the Deity D4 Duo. Deity is claiming... And I'm just going to go back and forth to showing what it sounds like with it and without it. So the first thing was the voice isolation. So this is without voice isolation on. Microphone, there is a dual cardioid pickup pattern, and that's with the voice isolation. That on the microphone itself, this is off. This end and on that end, it's actually two mics in one. So as you have your mic connected, and usually you can go up to like, that was at 25% because I didn't want it to sound too fake. But if I just come back and now this is at 50%, which is what Final Cut defaults to. Basically means is that on the microphone itself, on this end and on that end, it's actually two mics in one. So as you have your mic connected to your camera, if you are recording, you're holding the 50% actually sounds pretty good. Lens, there's a mic here. And what that does is that helps to eliminate some of the room reverb. And then I did a little bit of equalization. So if we come back and play this again, the equalization is off. You are listening it to the audio on the Deity D4. And then I'm sure you were able to instantly hear the equalization turned on. So this is with it off. You are listening it to the audio on the Deity. And I'm about to turn it on. You are listening it. Hold on. Play. You are listening it to the audio on. And now this is with equalization turned on. Duo. Deity is claiming that this is the world's first dual directional video microphone. There is a dual this is everything off pattern, and what that basically means is that on the microphone itself, on this end, I just turned on voice isolation, two mics in one. So as you have your mic connected, and that's to your equalization. Camera, so I've been messing around with some of this stuff on Final Cut with just very minor edits, and that's obviously because I already have decent audio. But like with something like that I'm not using my Lewitt or whatever the case may be, I have been messing with that. And what I will say is that I signed up for Tom Buck's. Tom Buck just released a Final Cut Pro class, and I decided to show him some love and patronage, and I signed up for it. And it's actually really good. Those audio edits I learned from him. And then just picking up little tools here and there, just, study your craft, right? Get a little bit better. But that is it. The project that we did today will be going out soon. That's this bad boy right here. Let's play it one time in full screen. Let's put the playhead at the beginning, see what that looks like from beginning to end. And this handle, I actually have some more shorts. I'm going to be talking about this handle. This is a Ulanzi, I think, R90 handle. And that handle has a built-in Bluetooth remote control for Sony cameras. So it's actually magnetic, so you can use the handle without... oh, you guys didn't see none of that stuff because I didn't have a screen share. Whatever, that's fine. That means it's time to go eat. But I will be doing some shorts on that handle that I did the edits for as well. But that is all. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll be back tomorrow doing my Tech Talk Tuesday normally tomorrow. And, we're going to do what we do. I appreciate you guys. Buenos nachos. I appreciate y'all. I will see y'all in the community. Nos vemos. Peace out, y'all. Oh, thanks, Kirk. I appreciate you. Thank you. Although I didn't show you the finished clip at the end, but you know, you come to my YouTube channel and just watch the short once it's edited and uploaded, and you'll know what I mean when I talk about the handle. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.